Florida Congressman Byron Donalds is a member of the House Oversight Committee, which plans to investigate the Biden family. Congressman, thank you for coming on. As I was telling Kelly, I want to read this. This is what James Baker, the message, right? He said, quoting here to Twitter employees, advising them on using caution, I support the conclusion that we need more facts to assess whether the materials were hacked. At this stage, however, it is reasonable for us to assume that they may have been, and that caution is warranted. There are some facts that indicate the materials may have been hacked, while there are others indicating that the computer was either abandoned and or the owner consented to allow the repair shop to access it for at least some purposes. We simply need more information. So he's covering all his bases, right? He's saying, well, maybe it was hacked, maybe it wasn't, but the bottom line is we need more information. He knows full well the FBI had this computer for a year and that this was not hacked. Your thoughts?
My thoughts is this stinks to high heaven. My eyebrows are more than raised. The questions I had before have only multiplied. He needs to come in and answer a lot of questions from the Oversight Committee. Listen, Jim Baker, we're going to go way, way back. Like it was said before, this guy was the counsel at FBI when they were doing the FISA warrants back with Carter Page. This is all based on the phony dossier against Donald Trump. So this guy has been in the room and a part of what has gone on with investigations of the former president from before he was even sat as the 45th president of the United States. Now we come full circle. He's a general counsel at Twitter, so you know he was seeing traffic come in during the 2020 elections, and now he's trying to clean up the files that are released to the public that the current owner, Elon Musk, wants out for transparency purposes. This is a cover-up of the highest order. Major questions have to be answered. He needs to come in and answer to Congress.
And I think Byron York really nailed it in the Washington Examiner. He said, following here, quoting, indeed, it would have caused an uproar and would have been a gross violation of the First Amendment had the FBI shut down the dissemination of a press story. So the FBI persuaded Twitter to do it. And since Twitter is a private company, voila, there's no violation of the First Amendment. Congressman, voila. It's a great word because you work around the back door and you can get a lot of things accomplished.
Well, let me say this. There is no voila here, because if you have agents of our government putting pressure on companies to suppress information, that's the same effect as the government doing it, because you basically are using the weight of the office to get companies to bend their knee. It's outrageous. And I got a message for everybody in America. I know the midterm elections are over, but one of the big things the Democrats spent the last year talking about was defending the democracy and saving democracy. Well, you cannot save democracy if you have potentially agents of the government and media companies suppressing information. That is far worse than Russia collusion. And so we have to get down to the bottom of this for the sake of the entire republic, because you cannot have people going in the back door suppressing information and suppressing free speech.
Here's what I go back to is those 50 former intel agents who signed that letter saying this has all the hallmarks of Russian disinformation. Somebody somewhere generated that letter. Somebody got the ball rolling for that letter to be written and for all those people to sign it. And you wonder, what's the genesis of that letter? Who's the one that wrote it up and said, hey, how about you all sign this?
Well, look, I'm gonna just, the way the facts are starting to come together, it only points in one direction. We have to find out the actual who. That's gonna be critical. But this apparently is very clear that the DNC in some respects, maybe the Hillary campaign, definitely the Biden campaign, there were people involved in the highest levels of our politics, which does impact the business here on Capitol Hill. So I heard some of what the press secretary was saying in her briefing. She doesn't, it's not good enough just to say, oh, I can't talk about it and hide behind the Hatch Act. You have serious issues of collusion and worse, suppression going on, and House Republicans are going to get to the bottom of that.
We keep saying that, you know, House Republicans and Congress for years have been saying we're going to get to the bottom of it, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're hindered. Sometimes people just don't cooperate, and there don't seem to be consequences. Lastly, Congressman, how do you implement consequences to actually get to the bottom of something?
Look, first things first, we have to go through the investigative process. We are going to do that. Unlike the Democrats, we're not going to pick a target and then do everything we can to string all of it together any way, shape, or form to get the conclusion that we want. We still are a nation of laws, and we are going to follow the law. But if the law takes us to that conclusion, I believe we're going to make the necessary referrals to get down that line.
Congressman Byron Donalds, great to have you on, sir. Thank you.
Anytime.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.